Record. Welcome, everybody. Happy Thursday. For those of you who are not live with us, we do miss you. But all of you who are live, thank you for being here with me. We're going to take a little bit of time today. We're going to talk about our breathing. We're going to introduce some basic base poses, and then we're going to go through our relaxation and our mindfulness time. I want to go ahead and stress again that this is not a religious class. Okay, so we are going to talk about mindfulness. We are going to talk about deep breathing. We are going to talk about visualization and de-stressing, but none of it will be connected to like the universe. We're not going to talk about chakras. We're not going to talk about the religious aspects of some people have yoga intertwined with their religion. We're not doing that. This is sport-specific yoga with a mindfulness piece. And for me, the mindfulness practice every day is just as important as the yoga practice because it helps you focus your thoughts and understand your emotions a little bit better. Kyron, you're good. Thank you, buddy. If you're having trouble with like the mindfulness part or that's too hippy dippy for you, I completely understand and I respect that. Just breathe. By just breathing, we're going to actually lower our heart rate. We're going to lower our blood pressure. We're going to oxygenate our muscles. So if you're taking this class as an athlete and you're hoping to get a good stretch and recovery, but like the mindfulness and the visualization piece doesn't seem like something you want to do, I respect that. Just try the breathing. Make sure we are deep breathing because that's going to help and benefit your body. But if you're also in this class, not only to get a good stretch, but also to explore an idea of how to kind of clear your mind, get rid of distractions, focus on some positivity. We're going to give you a lot of that as well today. So it's just kind of the rundown. All I ask, guys, again, your cameras don't need to be on. You just need to be here and practicing. We kind of made a class agreement that if you're here, you're doing the yoga with me. And I guess in all reality, if you're, I don't know, asleep in bed or sitting there doing nothing right now, you win. You pulled the wool over my eyes. So I hope that's not you. I hope you're better than that. And I hope you're here to actually learn and grow with me. So first pose that you're going to learn today, which is awesome, is seated pose. Okay. My kiddo calls it crisscross applesauce, right? Where you sit with your legs crossed and you're going to sit up nice and tall. If you have hip issues or knee issues, straighten a leg out. We're straightening both legs out. That's totally okay. This is just a nice, easy way to get both our seated muscles on the ground, begin to open our hip flexors slightly and give us a little balanced, comfortable position. When we start with our deep breathing and our focus, okay? So we start in this pose because I want you to clear your mind of distractions. I understand that's incredibly hard. Okay, you're gonna hear the sound of my voice, maybe you hear the music playing, maybe you have your phone near you, I don't know. Try to get rid of those for the moment. I want you to take a deep breath in and sit your body up nice and tall. If there was a string attached to the top of your head, somebody is pulling it up, elongating your spine. As you exhale out, keeping that spine nice and tall, you're gonna allow your shoulders to relax. You're gonna feel your body get longer, and as well as your shoulders, lungs, diaphragm, and ribs are going to relax down. We go with a counting method on our opening breathing. And what I mean by that is when you breathe in, you're gonna breathe in deep through your nose. So you're gonna take that air in, and in my mind, I'm gonna count 1. And then I'm gonna exhale out my mouth. All the CO2 out, I'm gonna feel my lungs and my ribs relax, my diaphragm compress down or decompress, and I'm gonna let that air out and I'm gonna count 1. Okay, so it's 1 in, 1 out. Today we're gonna start with 5. I want you to try to get to 5 uninterrupted breaths. And what I mean by uninterrupted is when I'm taking my breaths in, is there a thought, a distraction, something that's in my mind that makes me lose my focus from the breathing? It's gonna happen, I promise. Okay, it happens to me, it happens to all of us. If you do get distracted, note that distraction, be like, okay, so that's my distraction right now. And then try to get rid of it and get back to breathing. Part of this process is understanding the things that distract us throughout the day so we can clear our mind from those distractions more readily, easily. All right, so let's try this together. We're gonna go to 5 uninterrupted breaths. I'm gonna count 1, 1 for the first one, and then we are on our own for counting. Here we go. Deep breath in through the nose, 1. Nice tall spine. Exhale, 1. Feel your shoulders relax. Now on your own, 4 more uninterrupted breaths. Don't come to your breathing, buddy. Good job. Breath in. All right, good. All right, guys. So as we get to the end, stay on that button. As we get to the end of our breath, we're gonna take one more deep breath in. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. I move my body to the long way of the mat. You can do this however you want. As you exhale, we're gonna roll the body forward. We're gonna put our palms in the mat and our knees are gonna be below our hips. Okay, so my back is nice and flat. My hands are below my shoulders and my knees are aligned with my hips. As I breathe, I'm gonna reach the crown of my head forward. I'm gonna reach my tailbone backwards. This pose is called table pose. Actually, buddy, I'm gonna move you right here. So you're right next to me, okay? Thanks. All right, so in table pose, we're elongating the spine, reaching the crown of the head forward and tailbone back. We're gonna pull that belly button nice and tight to the spine. And we're simply going to breathe in table pose. Usually we take about 2 or 3 breaths with each pose. This is a base pose, meaning this is where we align our breath and we get ready for our daily practice. Again, it's called table pose. Okay, on your next breath in, we're gonna round the spine up. And this one we're bringing through the full length of the breath. So as I breathe in, I start to round the spine. I tuck my tailbone between my hips. I bring my head between my shoulders. When I hit the maximum part of my breath in, I'm gonna begin to exhale out. As I exhale, I'm gonna roll my spine down, tilting my head and tailbone up, pressing my belly button towards the ground. This rotation is called cat as you inhale, cow as you exhale. So it's a rhythm of your breathing. I'm gonna do my breathing, but you're gonna go at your speed. And we're gonna do 3 rotations of cat and cow. Here we go. Try to match the peak of your stretch with the peak of your breath. Good, one more rotation. Inhale, bring that spine back to neutral. Okay, I'm gonna have you inhale. We're gonna raise that left leg. You're gonna reach your left leg as far as you can behind you. Don't kick anything in your house. Exhale, swing that leg between your hands. Okay, perfect. If you're able to do that in one motion, great. If you weren't, that's also okay. Now I want you to reach that right leg back a little bit. I want you to let the weight of your chest rest on your thigh. Okay, eventually we're gonna have our hands drawn back behind us. Right now, just keep your hands on the floor, lean that weight down, and we're just, you're doing great, buddy. And we're just gonna hold. This is called low lunge. Can you say low lunge? Good job. Your hands can be in fists, they can be on the ground. It's really up to you. What you should be feeling is a good stretch on that inner thigh on your right leg and a stretch on that hamstring. Low lunge. With each pose, as you take a breath in, you're gonna raise your body up just slightly, and as you breathe out, you're gonna sink into that pose a little bit more. What we do is called Hatha style yoga, which is holding the pose and breathing to increase the depth of our stretch. There's also Vinyasa yoga, which is each breath is a movement. We'll get into that a little later in the quarter. All right, take a breath in and you're gonna bring that left hand to the inside of your leg, okay? So we'll see this better on the other side on the camera, but my arm is directly aligned next to my left leg, okay? I'm gonna press my hips down, trying to create a nice flat back. I'm gonna lift my eyes up and forward. This is called lizard pose. Yeah, buddy, lizard pose, good job. Even though you're not really doing it. Sink and press those hips down and forward. Okay, you're pressing your hips down and forward to open up your hip flexors and create a line from your neck to your tailbone. Okay, inhale, let's bring that left hand back to the outside of our leg. We're gonna exhale, we're gonna lean into our stretch just slightly. And then as I inhale, I'm gonna raise my hips up and all in one motion, I'm gonna roll my spine nice and high so I'm straight. I'm gonna bring my hands above my head. So again, if you're going from that low lunge, inhale, hips up, roll the spine, bring the hands nice and high. So I've fully brought myself up, I'm gonna reach my crown tall. I'm gonna exhale and I'm gonna sink my hips down so I don't just fold my spine, but I'm gonna exhale, sinking my hips forward. Make sure that knee isn't past the toe. I'm reaching my right leg back. Shoulders are square. Strong, big chest. Eyes are forward. I like to hold my hands in front. Okay, you don't have to have them in prayer hands. They can be in fists. They can be down on your thigh. It's up to you. But we call this pose low warrior one. Okay, and unlike a base pose, this is a power pose. In this pose, you're drawing energy up from below you. You're elongating your spine. You're getting a nice big chest, opening up the lungs, taking good deep breaths in. And you really should be feeling a stretch in your right quad as well as the lower end of that glute. Sink as you exhale. Good. Inhale, raise the hips up. Okay, I'm going to turn myself for demonstration purposes, but you don't have to. Okay, we're going to raise that hip up. Okay, now you're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, I'm going to turn my right hand. I'm going to reach it out behind me. I'm going to try and straighten out that right leg as best as I can. I'm going to reach my left hand forward. I'm going to exhale, and I'm going to sink my hips down. The goal here, of course, is your knee isn't past your toes. I may be way stretched out. If you can only be here, that's okay. If this is you here, that's okay. I'd like to see you lean a little bit more. But if you want to really increase that flexibility, you sink the hips down. I just want to make it clear. If you're here, you're doing great. Okay, find the level that's appropriate for you. Please don't compare yourself to others. You are amazing. I'm just going to keep sinking my hips. And a big key here is your right shoulder. You want to open it as much as you can so my chest is facing forward while my arms are out sideways. You're really going to feel it right here in your right hip flexor. This is called low warrior 2. Breathe, straighten that spine if you can. Good. Inhale, raise those hips up. Exhale, pivot your body back to the middle, and then fold down and forward. So we're almost back in that low lunge. You're going to tuck the right toe. So my right toe is ready to activate. I'm going to inhale, raise that right knee. I'm going to place my hand to the inside, and if you can in one motion, exhale, step that foot back. You're going to find yourself in a very familiar pose called plank pose. Okay, we're not all lifted up with a rounded spine. This isn't doing any good. It's putting strain on your shoulders. Hips are flat, glutes are squeezed, abs are engaged, my eyes are forward. We're just going to hold plank pose. Exhale, lower the body down. Excellent. Okay. Hands go forward. So my elbows are tight. Sorry, I probably should have worn black shirt and black mat, but my elbows are tight to my body. My hands are pointed forward, and I'm going to round my lower spine by pressing my hips down. This is called Sphinx pose. Breathe. Inhale, lower the body down, draw the hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale, press up into Cobra pose. So now I'm pressing my spine down, okay? I'm pushing through my hands, rolling my shoulders back, my chest is big. You should really feel your lower spine engage. Good. Inhale, raise those hips back up. You'll find yourself back in our familiar base pose of table pose. Okay, on your own to start getting the rhythm of your breathing, let's go 3 more rotations of cat and cow. Come back to neutral. All right, and the next one is a phenomenal stretch that some people get uncomfortable with when we're together, but the good news is you're not with everybody, so you can get your great stretch here. We're going to inhale, we're going to widen our knees apart. I like to make sure my knees are at least wider than the mat. Again, I really push my knees apart for the flexibility piece. Bring your heels or the bottom of your feet together and walk your hands forward just slightly. Exhale, press your hips back so your butt is going towards your heels. If this is where you can start, great. Otherwise, we're going to exhale, and I want you to try and lower your body. So notice I didn't just flop down, but I'm specifically trying to keep my head up, which keeps my chest and my back flat. And I'm trying to put my armpits down on the mat. This is called arms extended child. And the wider you can make your legs, the more of an amazing stretch you're going to get in your hip flexors. Breathe. Inhale, back up to table. I'm gonna spin it around for demonstration. Good. So those are some of our basic base poses on the left side, but of course, we need to make sure we're working the right. Okay, so we're back in table. Know these names of poses, table pose. Okay, so from table pose, this time I'm gonna inhale. I'm gonna raise my right leg, making sure I'm not kicking anything behind me. Exhale, swing that right leg between the hands. Walk the left foot back just a little bit. Press the hips forward, and we're just gonna hold low lunge. Each exhale, press those hips forward a little bit more. Okay, inhale, raise your hips up slightly. Exhale, bring that right hand to the inside. This is a better demonstration. My arm is aligned perfectly with my leg. Okay, I'm gonna go fist and fist. I'm gonna press my hips down and forward, raising my chest up into lizard pose. Good. Inhale, walk that hand back to the outside. Exhale, slight lean. Inhale, raise the hips, bring the hands nice and high. Exhale, hands down, sinking hips forward. Low warrior one. Breathe. Good. Inhale, raise the hips up. Exhale, open left arm back, right arm forward. Sink hips down again. Make sure that knee isn't past the toes. And this time we're really opening the left shoulder up, giving ourselves a nice, wide open shoulder span, big, strong chest, low warrior two. Good. Inhale, raise the hips. Exhale, pivot, fold, tuck the left toe, raise the knee, slide the right foot back. We're back to plank. Hold plank. Exhale, lower the body down. Draw the hands forward. Inhale, spine up. Sphinx pose. Okay, we're really rounding that lower spine. You can even roll your neck out here a little bit if you want. Feels great. Good. Exhale, lower the body down. Draw the hands in. Inhale, press up. In the Cobra. Good. Inhale, raise the hips nice and high. Come back to table. Bring the feet together, widen the knees. Walk the hands forward. Press the hips back. Lower the body down. Arms extended, child. Breathe. Good. Inhale back up to table. Okay, I want you to cross your ankles behind you and walk your hands back until you find yourself in a seated pose. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, extend both feet out in front. Inhale, raise both hands. Stack your fingers, pinkies to pointer, and then point your finger or your thumbs at the ceiling. Roll those shoulders forward. So engaging your shoulders and then reach my arms as far away from me as I can. So it kind of looks like I'm slightly rounding my spine. Now, if you can do it without touching the ground, I want you to exhale, and I want you to slowly begin to lower yourself down on your mat. Vertebrae by vertebrae. If you got to put your hands down, that's okay. Otherwise, I'm using my abs, and I'm just lowering my body down. Nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow, until I come down into what we call relaxation pose. Now, many of you are probably like, great, it's time to sleep. Here's the deal. We're baby stepping into yoga, okay, especially because we're CDL. So you just learned our low poses, okay? Tomorrow, yes, I know it's supposed to snow, guys. We're still gonna have yoga because all we're doing is breathing and moving, okay? Tomorrow, we're gonna take those same base poses and then we're gonna add low poses. So poses we do while we're laying down. But I just want everybody to slowly begin to get the process of yoga. I know I said it yesterday and the day before, but I want to make this clear. This class is repetitive, Okay, I love all you, and you guys know me. We do the same thing pretty much every single day, but we add little bits more each day and each day and each day. If you're down with that, this is going to be great. If that is going to be a struggle for you, this class is going to be a struggle for you. So if you've taken it before, know that there will be more yoga normally. We're easing the way in. I mean, today you had seated pose, table pose, cat and cow pose. Then we went to low lunge, we went to lizard, we went to warrior 1, warrior 2, back to table. Then we went to arms extended child, and now we're going into relaxation pose. Today's been a big day of poses. Okay, so just kind of giving everybody a rundown of how the class is going to work. Now, when we get to relaxation time, it's a little different. This is where we do our daily practice of mindfulness. And mindfulness is just being aware of the things that are happening in your mind. Okay, so as we lay here, we usually take about 5 minutes of relaxation, and you're going to take a deep breath in. Breathe in really deep through your nose. Fill your lungs full of oxygen, really opening up the ribs. Then you're going to exhale out your mouth, filling your lungs, diaphragm, rib cage relax. On your next breath in, I want you to take a deep breath in your gut. Push that belly out as far as you can. Feel the difference in how air moves in your body and how it collects. Then we're going to slowly breathe out. You're going to slowly continue this process of breathing. With each deep breath in, I want you to think about something positive. I want you to envision something that brings you joy, something that brings you happiness, something that makes you smile, something that just brings away any fear or negative energy you have. And I want you to try to surround your mindset with that. Okay, I don't know what it is. It might take you a little while to find your joy, but you're going to find something that makes you happy. Every time you exhale out, I want you to envision something negative leaving your body. Okay, what I mean by this is whatever is stressing you out, causing you anxiety, making you sad, worried, fearful, whatever. As you breathe out, I want you to physically think that feeling for a short period of time is leaving me. Okay, and I want you, and this is the big key, folks, I want you to give yourself permission to let go of that negative energy for just a minute. Okay, these feelings are important. Happy or sad, angry, mad, joyful, whatever that feeling may be, they're perfectly normal feelings. Our goal is to recognize what makes us stressed, what's making us upset, what makes us happy, and learn how to control the emotion, as well as give ourselves permission to not have an emotion control us. So we're going to start that today. As you breathe in, I want you to think about whatever it is that's bringing you joy. As you breathe out, I want you to give yourself permission to let go of that negativity. Try to stay present in the moment. Try to not get distracted. Okay, be aware of what is distracting you. And most importantly, through all this, if it's too hippy-dippy for you for the visualization stuff, great. Breathe. Okay, on your own, we got about 5 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and slowly start to sit back up, spinning around. Find yourself in a nice comfy spot. Namaste, everybody. My soul sees yours. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. I get it. Doing yoga at home, weird, right? Doing yoga with me teaching through a screen, odd. Is this like a regular yoga class? No, not at all. Are we gonna do our best? Yeah, you better believe it, guys. I love this class more than any class that I teach. And just judging by the personnel that's in here, we're gonna have a good year. I just want to make sure, like a daily affirmation for me is to you guys. I know, especially those of you that are seniors or upperclassmen, this is an insane year. And the fact that you are taking time out of your day to go through this daily practice of yoga with me, deal with my distractions here at home with my little man, and making it so I can still work and still interact with you, it means more to me than I think you guys will ever know. And I'm gonna make sure daily to tell you guys how much I appreciate all of you. Yeah, the last 2 quarters in this class have been great. I have a feeling that it's going to continue to do great. Noelle, thank you. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the kid doing yoga. He is a bit of a ham, so he'll be around and he'll be part of it. He does his best too. We're going to go slow. For those of you who are new to yoga, we're going to go slow, I promise. And you have lots and lots and lots of time to practice these poses because we do them every day. Tomorrow, on Friday, we're going to hit these poses quick, and then we'll learn some of our lower poses, kind of end out our day, and you'll see this starts getting smoother and faster each day. Secret question for the day. We usually do this on Mondays, but since it's our first day of yoga practice, I want you to tell me what your distraction was. So when I asked you to clear your mind from distractions or things that just kept coming back up, what is something that distracted you? And mine, of course, was my kid. And then mine is thinking about the weather and kind of what's going to be going on there. So once you put that in the chat, that's pretty much all you have to do today, as long as you've done your question of the day. For those of you that were not live, we missed you. There's the dog. You get the idea here. It's a good end of the day. So for those of you who are not live, we missed you. Those of you who are live, stick around. I just got to stop the recording.